A look at the Air Canada Centre sellout crowd. Better than 19,000 making its way into the arena as we get ready for the Miami Heat and the Toronto Raptors. And Czar, for the Raptors now, it's 3 straight wins. They're 4 games over 500 for the first time this season. And this a club that is propelled by its 2 All-Stars, Vince Carter and Antonio Davis.
Over 27 points per game, which is 4th best in the NBA. He's 9th in 3-point field goal percentage, although he didn't get a chance to defend his slam dunk title. And for Davis right now, he's 8th in the league in rebounds. He's 12th in block shots.
As for Miami, they have now won 8 of their last 10. They are a re-energized team. They come off this dramatic last-second overtime win over the Clippers on this field goal by Anthony Mason. Pat Riley had to be wondering, why do we have to come from 17 down at home to beat the Clippers? But he will take the win, and there's no question that the most valuable player on this Miami team this season has been Anthony Mason.
But this year in Miami, with Alonzo Mourning out for the entire season, Mason has taken that much more upon his shoulders. When you talk about All-Stars on the Heat team, you have 3 former All-Stars in Tim Hardaway, Eddie Jones, and Dan Majerle, but Anthony Mason has been the star amongst stars.
All right, so both clubs are getting ready. Coming up, a matchup of 2 teams vying for playoff position. We are north of the border for the Heat and the Raptors. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll hear from Ernie in our Atlanta studio. The Raptors control the opening tip. This is Peterson, guarded by Jones. Carter, played by Bowen, who is an excellent defender, but Carter goes right at him.
And we see Bowen immediately go right up into underneath Carter.
Eddie Jones. Mark Jackson stepping in the passing lane, finding Peterson. Morris Peterson going to the left hand. 6'7" rookie from Michigan State. Jones had the foot on the line. That's a 2. Back comes Mason.
An ill-advised shot that time by Vince Carter. Off balance. Got it up there too quick.
Hardaway from downtown. And the Heat leads 5-4. This club would be at 31-20 at this juncture. Brian Grant able to put it home, and Miami adds to the lead.
Point in the season, which, talking to Riley today, he said that doesn't mean a whole lot. We've got to get it done come playoff time, particularly against the Knicks.
Antonio Davis serving up the facial. Bowen from way downtown and way off. Jones with the rebound, rejected by Davis. Miami, it is the first of a 3-game road trip after tonight. They'll be in Chicago. They'll face the Knicks in New York. Anthony Mason gives the Heat a 10-6 lead. Brian Grant.
That's something that Pat Riley has encouraged Brian Grant to do. Eddie Jones, too quick.
Now Carter going up against Jones. Not able to hit the 3. Oakley with the rebound. That's number 5 already for Charles. Peterson for 3. Morris Peterson. Hardaway. Here's Grant. Yes. So Brian Grant has hit a couple of jump shots, and Miami leads by 3. Hardaway lost the dribble, then recovered. Oh, Mason concluding an adventurous possession.
8% from the foul line. Truly an outstanding season for Anthony Mason.
Jackson, yes. And things heating up. Mark Jackson to know Versace's business, and he should not pretend to know ours. Today, Versace was fined $10,000 by the league for his remarks. Nice recovery, and Peterson puts it down. 9 points for Peterson. The Heat up by 1. Now, Czar, among the differences between Vancouver ownership and Toronto, Raptors and Heat tied at 17. Nice backdoor pass. Peterson. Morris Peterson with an explosive first quarter. He has 11.
He'll struggle. Teams will give that jumper.
Oh, beautifully done by Carter. The power move, and then he finishes with finesse.
Gratis on his knee. He must be feeling better.
8-0 run for the Raptors. Mason. Hardaway for 3. Yes.
I'm not sure you want to do that. Lenny Wilkins gave a little shake of the head as if to say, nah, you can't be that far off of him. He gets his feet set together underneath him behind the three-point line. That's what he likes to do.
Here's Majerle for three. Well, how about that?
I was just about to say that he's disappointed because he's shooting just 29% from the floor, 29% from the three-point line.
Olympic teammates, good friend. Oh, nice throw. Well, Dan Majerle has checked in and come up with a quick 5 points.
This is normally the high pick and roll for Tim Hardaway to end the quarter.
Well, no pick, but did not need it. Dan Majerle's played 1 minute, right? And
I heard you, 1 minute. Yes.
Scored 5 points. Now, if you project that over a 48-minute game, 240 points for the night.
Well, that would be some night, huh?
Yeah, it'd be pretty good. Oakley with the rebound. The 4-on-2. Majerle, oh, the block. And back comes Toronto. Here's Alvin Williams. Oakley, Curry with the shot. And the Heat now lead by 5.
You're going to get a technical foul here on Pat Riley. He was upset with the no call. That's the third or fourth time he feels that a call has been missed by the officials, and just let him know a little bit too much as far as the official is concerned.
We have an obligation. Obviously, it's smarter to deal with the media with a bit of a charm as Eddie Jones in this first half. And the Heat leading by the score 32-27. Williams with the steal. Alvin Williams. Rejected by A.C. Green. Williams is on it. Here's Del Curry for three. Well, Del Curry had his problems earlier this season.
When Vince Carter spread the floor, there's problems there for the defense.
Off the steal. Here comes Anthony Carter. Carter taking all the way. Yes, and it counts. Along with Cheryl Miller from Air Canada Center. Sellout crowd turning out. Here's Carter. Yes. Anthony Carter extends to a 37-30 Miami lead. Players came a long way, averaged 9 points, 6 rebounds. Green being guarded by Clark. A.C. Green able to get the shot off and hit.
A.C. Green very capable of making that 18 to 20 footer.
Vince Carter played the first 14 minutes, sitting out the last 4.5. Not shooting well, 2 for 9, and we're also told that he got kicked in the left knee.
Well, some of his troubles, he has not gotten to the foul line, and we see him here take a fadeaway way off balance that time. The second defender comes that time, and A.C. Green and changes his shot. A little disgusted with the fact that he's only 2 for 9. Vince goes back and starts riding that bike again to loosen the knee up, keep it warm. And Cheryl had mentioned he was kicked in the knee early in that first quarter.
With Clark and Davis. Oh, good defensive play by Jones. Good hustle, and last touch by Curry. Eddie Jones kept coming, and it deflected out of bounds. In the backcourt, Green is up front with Jones and Mason. Here's Eddie Jones posting up on Alvin Williams. 41-30. Miami up by 11. Davis coming up short. Vince Carter getting set to check back in. Here's Mason. Yes. Anthony Mason.
Some nights when you can't make a shot, everything goes bad. Even layups and dunks don't go in.
Anthony Carter. Good job by Mason to keep it alive, and Green takes advantage. Miami killing Toronto off the offensive glass. 13-0 run by the Heat. Davis on the recovery. It counts and the foul. 31-20. They've won the last 2, 8 of the last 10, 18 out of their last 24. They are a revitalized team. Third in the East. Now a team in front of the Knicks. And they are sizzling. Eddie Jones, again, he has 8 points. He's 4 of 8 from the field.
A long answer that said it was detail that meant a lot to people that listen.
Charles Oakley with his first field goal.
I don't think I'm always aggressive. You know, sometimes I take a back seat, very passive sometimes to the guys, and when I need to be very aggressive on this team, I mean, I've heard over and over from guys, Eddie, just be aggressive, things work out for you guys. And sometimes if I see a guy get going, I'm always gonna take a back seat because I like you know, I mean, I'm just an unselfish player. And if a guy gets going, I want him to go ahead and play the game.
Well, a lot was expected of him when he first came to Miami. And look, he's up in a couple areas. He's down in a couple areas from his career statistics. He's up in points per game, 18.9, almost 19 a game. His career stats, 16 a game.
AC Green showing confidence with that jump shot.
It's like AC was just camping out there, had his hands ready. The ball came, and it was like catch, shoot, and in. He makes that 18, 20-footer.
Shot clock at 5. Green all alone. AC Green has 10 points.
You got to check that spot on the floor. That's 3 for him from the same exact spot on the floor for AC Green. And
Miami up by 14 with 1:20 to go in the half. Carter with the step on Bowen and puts it down.
And you see the thought process that time by Vince Carter. As soon as he turned, he gave Bowen no time to react defensively.
Shot this time. Here comes Carter. Carter. Yes! And it counts.
Miami's doing a great job. You know, defensively, they're always tough. But offensively has been the difference tonight. You know, Anthony Mason and Tim Hardaway have really stepped up.
You know, Miami wasn't supposed to do what they're doing. They're number 3 in the East right now with Alonzo Mourning out of there. Ricky Davis couldn't play from the start of the year on. I mean,
did he play when he was on the team? Okay, just kidding.
I mean, he's one of the acquisitions in the offseason.
I'm just kidding. Can I have fun? Let me just tell you.
Can you have fun?
I really respect Pat Riley. You have to admire.
Right at the end of the half, I threw it to Cheryl. Had to pull it back. No guess. Eddie Jones was there. She lost her guess. Apparently, Eddie suffered a cut, and that had to be taken care of. Wasn't at the hands of Cheryl.
He cut man in the corner.
Exactly. So he had to leave, and that was the reason. I just wanted to point that out.
Glad you cleared that up.
You and the viewers. But the story in the first half, the Miami bench, they outscored the Raptors by the count of 20-7. Led by the 37-year-old AC Green.
Coach Wilkins said that poor shooting in the first half by his team was a little bit of both of Miami's defense and just the fact that his players were rushing their shots. He wants them to exercise a little better patience in their half-court offense. If the break is there, initiate it. If not, back it out and be patient. Now for Miami, Eddie Jones on that last play took a shot to the mouth. He suffered a split lip and a loose tooth, so he wasn't ready to go on camera, Marv.
Riley trying to get his big man going immediately to start the second half.
All right, here's Carter. Well, Vince Carter has not been hitting the jump shot. The Heat now up by 6, 51-45. Here's Bowen and Brian Grant. Here's 8 points. Here's the double on Carter. Peterson. Carter for 3. Yes. And Vince has hit his last 4 shots, including 2 from the perimeter. It's Carter limping off. Vince headed back to the Toronto locker room. Del Curry checking back in.
16 free throw attempts last game. Tonight, just 3.
Here's Jackson from downtown. Mark Jackson bringing the Raptors within 4. Pat Riley and the Miami Heat, although they've gotten away with Brian Grant as the starting center. Earlier in the year, we saw more of Duane Causwell. Antonio Davis getting the role. Riley says he'd like to go to Causwell more frequently. There's all kinds of speculation. Come trade deadline time, February 22nd, will Riley look to make a move at the center position?
Above the right calf and just above the right ankle. He's limped back on the court and ready to go.
Davis puts it down. Antonio Davis getting behind the defender, and the game is tied at 55.
There's that block out again. You see all the black jerseys blocking out. The ball falls on the floor. That's how they draw it up in the book.
Carter able to squeeze his way through. Miami won by 20 a month ago. Toronto was coming off a double overtime, though. Nice touch by Antonio Davis to Hardaway and Carter in the backcourt. Green with Mason and Marley on the front line. Here's Carter. Yes. High arcing jump shot by Anthony Carter, who's played well. Miami now leads 61-57 in 10 minutes. Oakley with the step. Oakley, it counts, and the foul.
You don't see Charles Oakley do that very often.
A.C. Green. Oh, he's got it going. No hesitation with the jump shot. Carter off the spin.
Carter tries to split the two Miami defenders. He sees Mason step out, and there he tries to get that little extra elevation with the left hand. And a little bit of confusion as to who the ball went off to.
Foul on Marley, so the ball back to the Raptors. Green stopped by Davis. Carter goes behind the back. Carter looking to put a move on. Lost the handle. And it will be Miami ball.
Well, I want to meet somebody that's going to tell me that they don't play hard all the time in the NBA.
Antonio Davis putting the move on Anthony Mason. Good play. Mason stripped him. Last touch by Davis. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Nice play by Oakley to get it back. Got the ball out of the hands of Vince Carter. And Carter gets it back. Going to work on Marlon. Carter.
Yeah, Marley is really bothering him.
This year we were just so young. We had so many young guys leading our attack. And this year we have veterans there. We have guys who are willing to sacrifice and do whatever it takes to win. And we have a guy in Vince Carter who's going to make sure that when things are going well, maybe he can turn around and get it done. So this year, I think we're just a little bit more prepared. I think any team we face, regardless of what they have, whether it's size, quickness, experience, we can deal with it.
Remaining in the third, Miami shooting off after the 48% first half. They're only 4 for 14 here in the third. Charles Oakley has given Toronto its first lead since late in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. Green. Yes, A.C. Green has been on fire. Game tied at 65. Carter gets inside, took a shot, took a kick in the head in a very tough night physically for Vince Carter.
Ankle that hits Carter right on top of the head.
Man, he's woozy. Anthony Carter. Eddie Jones, yes, that's a 3 for Jones. He has 17 points, and Lenny Wilkins wants a timeout. Last post. 9.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Alvin Williams, and the Raptors are with him 3. Eddie Jones. Jones takes to the hoop and is rejected by Davis. Beautiful block by Davis. Last touch by Jones. Marv Albert with Lazar, Mike Fratello along with Cheryl Miller. Vince Carter. Oh, beautifully done. Bruce Bowen was all over Vince Carter. Good defensive sequence by the Raptors. Wild shot off the cup by Anthony Carter with the clock running down. Williams, Alvin Williams beating Bruce Bowen who went for the steal.
That time Williams comes down with it. Not only does he come down, but then converts for the basket.
The Miami lead is now 1. Eddie Jones, yes. Eddie Jones with 15 points. Here's Bowen. Bowen from deep, have the foot on the line. That's a 2-pointer. Miami leads by 5.
Example of that, he has spent hours and hours shooting the basketball in the offseason, during, before, after their practice session, and he has made himself a better perimeter player.
Alvin Williams heating up. Alvin Williams in his 4th NBA season out of Villanova. Heat up 77-74. 5.5 remaining in the fourth. Williams with the steal. Alvin Williams with the hesitation move and kicks it back. Here's Curry for 3. Yes. Miami will talk it over. Del Curry from downtown to tie the game at 77. There's Alonzo Mourning. He's been traveling with the Heat, out for the season, as you know, due to that kidney disorder, and his doctor's optimistic that he will return next season.
Yeah, that's amazing that Miami is still in the race, in the thick of the race, as Brian Grant steps out and hits that outside jumper. He's got it going tonight. But we mentioned a number of games that have been missed this year by Miami players.
Alvin Williams. 8 points for Williams, all in the fourth, along with 4 rebounds. rebounds, 2 steals. They changed his mind. Davis able to field it. So open, Oakley. And rebounded by Mason. Look out, contact made, and a foul on Vince Carter.
That really was an offensive foul, in my opinion, on Anthony Mason. He deliberately went into Vince Carter to initiate the contact.
Monty McCutcheon looking to, yes, he calls the technical. Mark Jackson tried to keep Vince Carter away. Not a smart play by Vince Carter at this stage of the game. Oh, he looks dazed. Here's Brian Grant. Big shot for Brian Grant. He now has 14, and the Heat leads by 1.
Rebounds by Grant, huge.
Carter with the reverse stuff. Led beautifully by Jackson. And Toronto leads by 1. That's outstanding. Carter throwing the double. Look out. Foul is called as Carter was submarine. And now Carter will go to the line.
Moved underneath him on the move, so he calls the block.
Carter now 5 of 8 at the line. The Bowen is 5th foul, so 5 apiece on Bowen, Grant, and Jones.
They thought it was very nice tie.
No, I don't think that was even considered. They're hoping you see the replay, and they want you to disagree with the call. Foul is called now on Williams, so Toronto is over the limit. To the highlights from around the league, and Jim Huber will have some comments on the future of the Vancouver Grizzlies. So the Raptors with a 1-point lead. We're down to 45 seconds to go in the 4th.
Remember, Eddie Jones missed the free throws in the New York game that New York beat him.
Charles Oakley extends to an 86-83 lead.
Right now, then they've got to dig in after that and play good defense.
Miami down by 3, but Jones takes the 3. The rebound stolen by Bowen. Hardaway for 3. Yes! And the game is tied at 86.
The hustle that time of Bruce Bowen comes up with the big rebound, kicks it back out, and then Eddie Jones didn't have the best look. Unselfish threw it over to Hardaway.
Down to 10 seconds. Game tied at 86. The ball in the hands of Vince Carter. Goes behind the back. Able to recover the shot. No good. Rebound, Grant. Zeros on the clock. Grant and Bowen are each playing with 5 fouls. Jones has 4. Hardaway feeling it. And hits. That's a 2-pointer. Put on the line. Miami leads 88-86. Hardaway cheating off to help. Here's Carter. Yes.
That's that step-back move.
Nice look. And a block shot, although Grant said he was fouled. Antonio Davis, he knew Brian Grant would not play him aggressively.
Grant with 5 fouls just had to hold his position and put his arms up.
Oh, Hardaway able to make his way through 3 Raptors.
That was the Tim Hardaway show because the other 4 Miami Heat were just crossing half court as Hardaway made his move to the basket. Just gets it up in time before Antonio Davis can come back and get a piece of it. And who's this cheerleader? Alonzo Mourning, excited for his teammates, trying to help it in with that leg kick.
Mason. Anthony Mason with a nice move over Charles Oakley to get the Heat. A 4-point lead. Toronto down by 4. Now Carter stopped by Bowen, and Hardaway came over to help on a foul call against the Heat. He is a defensive stopper, and the combination of Bowen and Marley did a good job on Vince Carter. All that you could hope for. And it's a huge possession for the Heat. Mason gets inside. Anthony Mason with another clutch bucket. Oakley for 3. Williams with the rebound. Williams shooting. been a tough basket for the Raptors in the second half. Not getting the rim with 22 seconds to go. In OT, foul is given. Alvin Williams all over Eddie Jones. All right, 19 seconds remaining. Here's Carter with the step and puts it down. 94-91. Here's pressure by Toronto. Mason is fouled.
Anything, then take a timeout.
Mason is 2 for 2 at the line, 80% free throw shooter. Had his difficulties at the line early in the season, but has come on in recent weeks. Has it up to 80%. So Miami able to maintain 5-point lead in the overtime. Mason gets it into Jones. Foul given by Oakley. Have gone to overtime. Hits a free throw. And then another. In the overtime, and Miami up by 7. Here's Jackson firing a 3. Alvin Williams for 3. And that will do it. Miami outscored Toronto 12-3 in the overtime, and the Heat with a 98-91 victory. They go to 32-20. Toronto's win streak is stopped at 3. They are now 27 and 24. 6 Miami players in double figures.
When it's a last shot or tie the ball game up or to win the ball game, I like to have the ball in my hands to shoot the ball. Eddie missed the previous one. I called him. I said, Eddie, give it to me. He gave it to me, and they have confidence in me to make threes. I shot it high. I got confidence. It went in.
Talk about defensively, Vince Carter. Even though he had 28 points, it was a difficult 28. Talk about the defensive combination of Bruce Bowen and also Dan Majerle.
Well, Bruce Bowen and Dan Majerle, that's our defensive guys, that defense on the perimeter. And Vince Carter, we just want him to have a tough night. Come out here, defend him as hard as we can, make him shoot some tough shots. If he make it, fine. If he don't, we got to get the rebound and go on the other end and make shots, and that's what we did tonight.
You guys like this overtime stuff, huh?
Yeah, we've been playing overtimes a lot. We got to go ahead and get some regulations in and win in regulation.
All right, congratulations, Tim. Let's go back to you, Marvin, Mike.
All right, thank you, Cheryl. Yes, Vince Carter did have a tough night. They made him take difficult shots. 10 of 28 overall. Got off to that 2 for 11 start. He did come on at the end and finish with 28 points along with 7 rebounds. Antonio Davis 16 and 11. Charles Oakley with a good finish, 13 points and 15 rebounds. Thanks to our producer Jay Hoover, our director Gary Lehman, our statistician Chuck Gardner. So the Miami Heat makes it 3 straight, 9 of the last 11. They've won 19 of their last 25. They're now 4.5 over Toronto. Again, the final in overtime. The Heat 98, the Raptors 91. For Cheryl Miller and the Czar, Mike Fratello, Marv Albers saying goodnight from Air Canada Center in Toronto. Now let's go to Ernie back in the studio.